Patriots and the Dolphins in Thursday night football.
Patriots watched the Dolphins last week, probably from their illegal recording, and and they said, "All right, y'all put it on the Texans, and y'all think y'all are bad, huh? Well, we're gonna go back here. We're gonna learn your playbook, and we're gonna show you that this is our division." And despite all the joking about cheating I just made, that's what they actually did.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, you put it on the Texans? You think that's impressive? Well, you're actually a bitch. You're our bitch." And they made the Dolphins their bitch.
Yeah. Uh, man, there's not a whole lot of good I can say about the Dolphins in this game.
They did put up points. I mean, it wasn't like the worst showing of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just
What?
the Patriots are good, and they're number one in the AFC easily, and there's
Yeah.
you know uh, up into now they're not playing anyone. They're kind of like Ohio State, except maybe actually better. But well, obviously they're better than the NFL team, or like better comparatively to. Um, I'm sorry, I'm shitting on the Big Ten now.
Fuck you.
Anyway, we're number 2 this week, right now, officially.
Actually,
But
I don't care. Fuck. I take back that fuck you because I'm not high on Ohio State either. So.
no, it's just like instinct to defend your conference in football. I think, but
Man, I'm gonna.
the Patriots are similar to that though, and they're not really playing anybody, and they look really good. And I'm not saying that like they're not good, and that's why they're winning because that's not true. They obviously are really good. It's also not playing anyone either, so they look even better. But you know what? I don't really know where I'm going with this. The Dolphins aren't anybody, is I guess what I'm saying. And they beat the Dolphins. And did anyone think they were going to lose to the Dolphins?
Yeah.
It just.
I sort of had like some fingers crossed that maybe the Dolphins are gonna get some like crazy fluke match and be able to take down the undefeated Patriots just randomly, like not out of skill, like just purely out of just Patriots like kind of like beat themselves to losing somehow. Didn't happen, and that wasn't even like hopeful thinking. That was more like wishful thinking, if anything else. Uh,
Yeah.
you know, I think the best way to summarize up that game was when Tannehill wasn't ready for that snap and it just flew right by him and they ended up getting the safety.
I remember that. Yeah.
That's pretty much the best way to sum up how much the Dolphins really could do against the Patriots. Now, if Dolphins fans out there, I'm going to say one good thing. This is more hopeful thinking than wishful thinking. Is you got Sam Campbell as your new head coach. You won 2 games with him. You look pretty damn good in those 2 games, by the way. You play against a team who's like top dog, and you got your ass kicked a little bit and everything. That's fine, whatever. I guess the best way I'm gonna say is Dolphins this year. You're not gonna make the playoffs. There's too many other good teams in the division alone, in the AFC alone. There's better teams out there, but
Good is generous,
but
better is accurate.
at least where you can be hopeful is with Sam Campbell. I like him, I really do.
Yeah.
This is a guy who kind of came out of nowhere, and he's turning this team around, and you're going to get more wins than what you originally expected from the beginning of the season. And you can always be hopeful about that.
I mean, if you don't make the playoffs, I don't know if it matters.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I guess going forward into the next, you know what? You say they're out of the playoffs. I don't know because the way they put it on the Texans was impressive, and the Texans did look a little better, albeit against the Titans. and you expect them to lose against the Patriots anyway. So I don't really know if their standing, so to speak, was damaged too much in this loss. They looked a little bit out of it, especially with the safety and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's a salvageable season still, maybe because, like I said, there's just not. I don't know if there's too many teams contending for a wild card that I would really consider just a good team, especially when you start talking about that sixth wild card spot. I mean, there's no reason to me that the Dolphins can't pull out some wins here and potentially get that. You know,
But over Oakland and the Steelers and the
oh, they're not
Jets.
they're not they're not going to be favored over the Jets. I don't see any reason why they can't ultimately get past the Jets, especially with the way they've been playing outside of this game the last couple of games.
I agree with you to the point it's not unreasonable that they could overpass the Jets and the Bills for the division. Because, I mean, Patriots are taking the division. Yeah, that's not a secret. It's just between those three teams of who's going to race for the wild card. But that's amongst their own division. I just don't see Miami being better than Oakland and the Steelers fighting for that wild card.
Probably not, but they can hope that I don't know how the schedules line up, but with Oakland having to deal with Denver twice, and then both of those teams having to deal with undefeated teams, potentially looking at two hard games for them. I mean, obviously Pittsburgh already lost one still to the Bengals,
Yeah.
but and since especially with Pittsburgh finishing first and having that loss to the Patriots already, and have they played Denver yet? Did we talk about that? Or are they playing? Denver's coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Pittsburgh Steelers have a rougher schedule than Miami, which is one of the main reasons I think that they could potentially scoot in on ahead of Pittsburgh potentially, depending on how this plays out. Between finishing first and so being matched up against Denver, the Patriots, and Cincy twice, Pittsburgh, if they make it, they definitely earned it. Miami's got a little bit easier, a little bit more leeway there. So we'll see how that all pans out. But yeah, it's not over. I don't want to call. I don't want to call it dead. I thought it was dead, but I'm not wanting to call it dead yet.
You
I'm on the fence. Put them on the border.
know, you're more hopeful than I am, but the way this in
I don't even call it hopeful. I just
well,
say
okay, maybe
I don't give a shit if they win or not. Ain't no hope involved. I'm just looking at it, and I think
I
that if you're the Dolphins, you're trying to figure out how can we make it. Well, it's plausible. Is it likely? I'm not making an argument that it's likely. If that's what we're talking about. I'm just saying you're looking down the line in the AFC. They might end up missing the playoffs by like a game, you know,
mhm.
and that's going to be rough. Like it's gonna. I honestly think they're headed for heartbreak because I think they're going to lose. They're going to miss out on the playoffs by one game. Is what I think's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I the way this season's been going so far, man, it really could go either way. Um, I think I'm too locked in to just what I'm seeing right now, as opposed to potentially what could be coming up in the future, and hell, anything could happen, and that could be due to injury, that could be due to just teams that get into a really good rhythm, teams who really identify with themselves. There's a lot of factors that can still play into this, and so uh, you know Miami, I guess, can always try to look forward into Miami getting into a really good rhythm and coming up with something bigger than unfortunately what I'm predicting out of it. Uh, in this whole time we've been talking about during this video, we haven't covered anything on the Patriots side. So let me recap it real quick. Tom Brady, Gronk, Edelman. All right, that's it.
Um, I mean, it's pretty much been the same story. It's been all
Yeah.
season.
Well, the news
That's
story
why
is
that's why we're not talking
yeah,
about them because they're still. Just the rise of Denver here with beating the Packers, I think, it makes them seem like a very much more legit contender than we were giving them credit after like the overtime win against the Browns.
Yeah.
Where we're calling them the weakest undefeated team, but it's the Patriots are still out to be the favorite for that number one seed. So
Yeah. I would say so.
I mean, between scheduling and just the way the offense has been clicking, like I know we're not quite seeing that historic type of offense that we saw from Denver a couple years back when they ended up losing to Seattle. But I mean, it's definitely one of it's a really good offense. Just put it that way. It's the best offense in the NFL right now. So you know that's going to get you a high rank in the playoffs, generally speaking. Now, the big question with the Patriots is with the defense getting picked apart a little bit, and with really not a great running game, how long can it hold up?
Yeah.
Can they make a run all the way, a deep run again, repeat? I don't know. No one's repeated since they did it. So over 10 years ago. So that's going to be hard to do. Hard to do.
True. Well, I think with that we can try to wrap it up. We have Facebook and Twitter. The link is in the description below. You can always leave us a comment on what you felt about Thursday Night Football this week. And we are going to have our midway season assessment of our late call. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to check our other videos, all of our coverage and everything. And we will definitely see you next week with the recaps.
Go Tigers.